All right, boys, got the steel Will Fjord. Interesting knife. I mean, I saw it and I thought, well, I like steel wheel knives overall, but I pick and choose like I do with any brand of what I like and what I don't. And I just thought this would be interesting to check out. It's this front flipper with this kind of weird thumb stud, and I'm not sure that I need that. But I know one thing. If this thumb stud was off, I think it'd be almost easier for me to flip than with it on. But I'm not sure because the thumb stud now hinders me from doing a true front flip with the blade. It's hanging out here. So it's handy, I guess. I just don't know how I feel about doing this. Black G10, liner lock, front flipper, deep carry pocket clip, flat screws going into that, reversible for left-hand carry, okay? Lanyard hole, back spacer that's black G10, available in other finishes, as you can see. The white with the black blade and the gray, and then the black with the satin. Which it always gets me when they blacken the blades. It'd be nice if it was white with satin. I could dye that white handle any color I wanted to, but no, now I got to get two of them, switch the blades, then, whatever, and I'm not interested enough to even bother. $72. There's just a lot out there at $35, even $25. Ganzo knives, $30. Ganzo and petrified fish knives, $35. Civivi, much less Ascend cut, much less some of the Kaiser stuff that's fairly inexpensive. Just on and on and on. There's just a lot out there that's not that expensive. And when you go $72 for just a D2 blade, and just a very stock looking black G10 handle, I'm not sure how crazy for the Fjord I am. I thought it was interesting because of this, okay? But I'm half tempted to just take this damn thing off. I wonder if that's a number 8. Nah, it's a number 6. But take that off and see if I can flip it better. Actually, if they'd extended the jimping out there. This works. It works. It's just that now you got to cut into the scale to keep a resting place for that. So I'm going to take it apart. Will be interesting to see. Maybe this also acts as the stop, right? Here? Because unless there's an internal, and yeah, there is. Okay, never mind. There's an internal stop, but we'll take it apart. We'll look at it. The liners are nested in here. It looks like they're skeletonized as well, at least on the presentation side. How fat are you, boy? Not that fat. 13.3 at 0.52 of an inch. It looks fatter than that. This is 0.46, the paramilitary 2. It's not a lot fatter. I just kind of pegged this as being, I don't know, when it's in your hand, it feels fatter than that. Let's get the blades, 3.5 millimeter blade stock at 0.13. Okay. Now, by the way, I guess we could throw it up against this thing too. It's smaller than the paramilitary 2, so it's definitely not an 8 1/4 inch knife. Yeah, it's a 3 3/4 is bragging. It's a 3 1/8, like 3.15 inch blade, and overall under 7.5 inches. So it's it's almost an inch shorter than the Para 2. The blade is 0.35, shorter than the paramilitary 2. So it's a shorter knife, which begs the question, how much does it weigh? Because it does seem like a husky knife. And maybe that's good. I don't know. Put it on here. Well, it's over 100 grams, 109. It's not terribly heavy. It's probably in the 4 ounce somewhere. Yeah, 3.87. It's under 4 ounces. So it's the same weight as the paramilitary tube, which is 3.8 ounces. So, okay, it's got a little cutaway here. So sharpening. And, oh, well, let's see if we can grab a scrap and see what we got. Wow, it's really sharp. That's really sharp. Okay. And the blade shape I do like. Let me see how that goes. See, and then, no, I can't. I mean, when you got a fuller there, you like, I want to be able to reverse flick it, but I can't. Okay. But I can front flick it. At first, when I got this knife, I don't know what it was. Maybe a mental thing or whatever, but I wasn't able to flick this open as easy as I can now. Maybe it's an acquired skill or something over time. Jimping on top of the blade, that's good. I mean, fit and finish is okay on these. I mean, I got no real issues with it. Deep carry pocket clip, that's nice. You know? And like I said before, right and left hand, it's springy enough. I don't know. The overall design is not horrible. This, of course, is intentional. Otherwise, it's reasonable. Let me pull this out a little bit and send this back down. Okay, blade to handle length is pretty good as well. So, all right. And detent, I think they got this pretty well nailed. I just wonder what it'd be like without this thumb stud. So you're saying take the damn thing off. Let's find out. Let's take the damn thing off. Let's find out. Woo! That might take a while. Okay. You got a year and a half to wait. Okay, so we're coming through from the back side to the presentation. Okay, I'll try and remember that. You know, I don't know that we needed the groove in the groove. I don't know. I mean, this is like most front flipper knives. It's definitely, to me, a cleaner look, you know, and cleaner this way too, if you didn't have that buried in there. Maybe, though, you could reverse that for left hand, and I didn't even think about that, but that thumb stud thing, maybe you could reverse it for left hand, and maybe it'd be handy for some people. Maybe you could reverse it for left hand and flick that open. I don't know. Could you? Well, it's going through that way. Ooh, let me see if that is reversible. See, it's not machined here. I mean, it's not machined on this side for it to be able to go through the other way, is it? So I don't even know. I mean, it's not practical to be able to do that. And I don't know if you can do it now because of that. So, yeah, that's probably off the table. And so even though you have left-hand carry, even though you got left-hand carry, you can't left-hand hook that up because you don't have a machined area on that side. See, you're sticking up above this blade here. You know what? No, that doesn't help. Okay, to hell with it. I'm just curious. For left-handers, you could technically set it up like this, and at least the screw's long enough to go through, but it's just not machined and set up to be able to do that, which is a little odd. Maybe they should have done that. Okay. Back to this. I don't know. When I first started doing this, I thought it was kind of awkward. Now it's probably 6 of one, half a dozen the other as far as ease of opening, with or with. There you go. I failed on that on this thumb stud thing. So, and see, sometimes I'm on this so much that I'm hitting here or something like that when I'm trying to open it, like I just did there, trying to get out of the way. Where if you're opening it like this, you're already out of the way. So I'm not sure this did me any good. But that would be up to the individual. So if this is something that really makes it easier for you to front flip the knife, then this is a success for steel will to do. It's kind of an also ran. I like my knives 3.5 inch blade or longer, so 3.1 yet. It's not really a discreet gent carry. It's still kind of a little, stubby, chunky knife, and so it's missed the mark on that. But it's definitely not 8 inches long, so it seems like a compromise all the way through it. Where's my balance point? Okay, there's my balance point. Way kind of back in here. Definitely disengagement is easy, and the knife will swing around, and good luck with that. I don't trust it, so I'm pointing the tip down, letting it get over that detamp ball. And it gets over it pretty quick, and it's got a really good drop. Once it does, you just got to be kind of careful because you don't have a flipper tab to hit you in the thumb and tell you to get out of the way. And I can't imagine wanting to make this detent much stiffer, because then, front flippers kind of need to be a softer detent. Yeah, okay. It's about standard. No big deal there, one way or the other. Okay. Just once it's open, I like the flow of the design. But that, I don't know, the thumb stud just kind of hangs out like an ugly whatever. And I don't know if they should have done an ambidextrous one and made this cutaway in here on both sides, just because of the lefties, because, left-handed people now cannot really truly reverse that. I mean, they kind of can, but it's not really set up to do that. So kind of a fail there. Ergos are okay. Handle's not huge, long, but the ergos are fine. Reverse grip is good. So I got no complaints there. And let's bust it loose. And that didn't take much. And yeah, it looks like we just got a squared off pivot tube through there. So we're good. And no number 8s there, no number 8s there. So steel will, unfortunately, is still with the sad old number 6 on the screws, on the body screws formula that I think Civivi and many others have abandoned and gone to number 8s. So, oh well. Sure makes it easier on the bits, because these number 6s round off real easy. Even though these are hardened German steel, they still, just your tines are not that far out, and they can get beat up pretty easy. This one's starting to get there, isn't it? Kind of beat. Okay, now here's the scale on the lock bar side. And okay, G10. What do we got here? We got the liner. As it comes off, that looks pretty clean. Ceramic detent ball. You can see the flat spot on the liner there that meets with this pivot screw or tube, and then you've got the ceramic. And I would hope so for $72 on a knife that I'd feel better if it was 50. Just personally, but because I don't see anything ultra special about it. So when they start picking up and they go into the 70s and 80s for D2G10, I don't know. I'm just not feeling that. All right, that's our Fjord. Took it apart, and we could put it back together easy enough. Yeah, I mean, they nesting the liners, that took some weight off of it, which is good. And there's your back spacer, and that's fine. And there's no flat spot here. It's on the other side over here that meets up with that. Ooh, let's take the goop out of there. Okay. And, oh, let's find this. Of course, there's no logo on the front here, so it really doesn't matter until it goes through here, and it's got to point down. So let's point it down, at least for right now. And let's put that on there. And let's get some little bit of lube. A little lighter lube would be nice, and it needed that. Kick this on. Put another set of bearings on here. Kick that on. Put a liner on here. And it's got to match up with that. Okay, it did flat to flat. That's flat, and that's that. And of course, as you see, the stop, as it rotates around, stops here, stops here. I was wondering about that. Wondering if that thumbstud was a stop, but it wasn't. Okay, now, this, hook up with this. Yeah, come on. Okay, that's probably good enough there. At least the hardware is working. It's okay. Could be a little bit more elegant for the price range, and could be number 8s. That'd be kind of nice. But it is what it is. So I don't know. It's just not. It's not. I'm not turned on by this. I thought it was an interesting design, and I was just desperate to see something from Steel Will, because I haven't seen stuff. I'm just kind of like they disappeared into the Enigma, and I just hadn't seen anything from them for a while. And when I saw them at 2020 SHOT Show before the pandemic went down, I thought they had some really interesting stuff. But, okay. Here goes. We're centered. We're kicking open. And let me see how this drop is. It's not as guillotine-ish, actually. So maybe that's a good thing. Okay. We're all good. I don't know about this Fjord. I like my Chevy better, I think, than the Fjord. But that's an interesting knife. It's just, if it was, and here's the model number, by the way. Inside, nothing fancy there. And it kind of drives me crazy when they do this tab, because sometimes that gets bent and it becomes very difficult to reinsert that. But they give you some kind of paperwork here. It just says it's part of the Urban series. Do they give you any specs on the exact knife? No, it's just general. And then you get a sticker. And but it's not like they made one with blue scales. They made a smaller version of a larger version. So I don't know how much confidence they really had in this design regardless. But here it is. And I think some people it's going to really appeal to, and I think others maybe not so much. And, I mean, it really doesn't matter much to me whether it's got this thing here or not. It's just another thing to have to get used to. Oh, well, here we go. Take care, my friends. But, if this helps, then it's a good thing. And if this size is good and this design is fine, knock yourself out. Have a good one. Take care. We do love them knives. And you guys stay sharp.